Hi, Heather.
Hey Dylan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been a hot minute.
A little bit of a hot minute, but we're
Oh my
back.
gosh, we're
And
back. We're back.
and we're back with a special guest today. We got
Oh my
Allyn
God.
Aston in the building.
This is so
Hey
freaking
guys.
exciting.
How are you, Allyn?
So good. No, I'm really happy to be here because I got nothing to do. I'm fun employed.
Oh,
You're
unemployed.
don't
We could start
we
there if you
love that?
want.
Yeah, because we're gonna start something new where we do like little updates on ourselves before we dive into Britney. So do you want to start there, Ellen? That you're fun employed?
Yeah,
You
it's
don't have to share
fine.
anything.
Oh, it's fine. I'm actually fine. This isn't the first time this has happened to me. And the first time I hated the job and it was really upsetting. It's weird because I loved this job, but I'm totally fine. So I don't know what that means for me, but I feel really fine.
I
It's
love
okay.
that.
I think
That's
everything
awesome.
happens
I
for a
think
reason. Even
Mhm.
if it's like a negative thing, like you're just shedding something that your life is saying, okay, time for a new era.
Yeah. And look where it's gotten me. I'm already co-hosting on your podcast like 2 days
Yay.
See?
later.
I love
Yay.
it.
You have so much to contribute to this Britney stuff too. So I'm so excited you're on here.
Me too.
So, Dilly, anything new with you? It could be personal, business, whatever.
Um, as of this morning, I'm down 10 pounds in 2 weeks on
Oh my gosh.
strict keto, very strict keto. I'm gonna probably ease up and be a little more lax on it at like the 1 month mark, but I've lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks, which is crazy. But
That's awesome.
when I'm good, I my
Congrats.
body does good. When I'm bad, my body does bad. So I'm like,
Just like a man.
I know, I
Just quit
fluctuate.
looking at soda and you go down.
Yeah, honestly, yes. But it's like one of those things, it's not all about like body image. I've just my back has been killing me for weeks, and
Mm,
it's just because I'm carrying around extra weight. I know it. So
hmm
I was like, you know what? This is for my own back. There's like times I can't even sleep at night because my back's hurting. So I'm like, yeah, I need to lose some weight. So, but yeah, 10 pounds down. I'm very happy about that. What about you, Heather? What's new?
That's amazing. Well, just to piggyback on what you said real quick, first of all, I totally get what it's like to need to lose weight because I've lost like around 100 pounds, actually a little over. And I remember when I could barely bend down and tie my shoes. And I used to be like so thin and active. So it was like so hard to get to that phase. So I can, and now I know what like 10 pounds feels like, you know? So
Yeah.
that's so exciting for you. I
Yeah,
love
when I
that.
have to lift my belly to see my winky, I know there's a problem.
My Winky. My Winky.
My
I
winky.
love it. Okay,
Oh,
so for me, I actually had a lot going on, but I'm not gonna like get into too much of it. But I took a little break from Brittany, a much needed break for like probably almost a month. It just got too intense, and I needed to like back up and regroup because I was a little concerned with what it meant for myself socially and my children. I have teenagers, and so I just backed up and then was able to come back with a new outlook and just do things my way because I felt like I was kind of trying to fall into a mold of what people wanted me to be as an advocate.
mm,
And that's never been me. I'm not one trying to get like a shining star. I just want to like be here and share what I think and hopefully it helps. That's all I
yeah.
want to do. So, um, so in the midst of that, I've started like bringing out my true crime stuff, getting back to writing. I got a writing job where I'm like getting paid to actually write now on the side. So
Yay,
that's super
congrats.
exciting. Thank you. And so I'm working on that, working on a book and Brittany, and we are going to have a true crime podcast coming out like on alternating weeks with Brittany. So it'll be like 1 week Brittany, 1 week true crime, but I don't know when that's going to start yet. Me and Dilly.
I mean, I think it'll be starting very soon.
I'm sure it will. I just don't want to say something and then, be like,
Something
whoops.
happened. Oh, I
Oh
love it.
man, we got so much to talk about with Brittany, guys.
Yeah, where do we start? Should
Where
like
do we start?
like uh
All of our faces.
we're like
Well, I don't know what y'all covered the last time you were here, so I don't even know how
wow.
far back.
Okay, so 3 weeks ago, let me go look at her Instagram 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, perfect.
Jeez.
Okay, hang on. So let's see. And I
Also,
know they
all
took a lot
these
of post off. Go ahead.
all these like AI songs that are like surfacing now. And are you guys on Snapchat? This morning they released a new thing called Your AI Friend on Snapchat. I'm like, I'm getting a little
No.
uncomfortable at this point. It's like there's just
Yeah,
so
they're
much AI.
normalizing it so much. Like that's why I'm like, well, why? Well, we know why they're hiding it if they're doing it with Britney because like they're making money off of it. But yeah, like it's just so normal. Like the
Yeah.
show Monster Dance Monsters or whatever on Netflix, it's
Yeah.
CGI. So I think we stopped with the she was in like the 7 outfits phase and she was in because I remember this is the post where I started getting freaked out because someone was trying to set me up for
Mm-hmm.
something that would have legal ramifications. But it was this post where she talks about the ring light and she has on the like faux pas baby one more time kind of outfit. So that was like kind of where we left off with the podcast. So there's been a lot since then. The whole diamond dress trend has started since then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fancy diamond dresses coming soon. That was on February 1st. So yeah, that's where we kind of left off. Yeah, there was the Mad Kitty post. Um, well, I guess I'll just throw it out there, guys. Like, I don't think that Brittany's been posting any of these posts. Do you?
No.
I don't think so. It's as much
Wait,
as I
I was gonna say, I heard like hesitation. Do you think that she might be posting any of them, Dylan? Like inside?
I still have like this weird thought that like she has minor control over just what she can do in the picture. So like the captions I'm starting to like discredit for some reason. It's like but the actual videos I'm like, is she trying to do
Oh, that
hand
makes
movements to like
sense.
send us something, or like, with that, the one that's getting me, and I'm not trying to jump ahead, but that CA069 or whatever,
Mm,
that color, I probably got the numbers wrong, for like the color, the green
yeah,
screen
Allyn knows
color,
what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
really has been getting, like, I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, it's 19CA49, which Britney's Mystery and probably other people, but that's where I saw it on Instagram, had identified that that was the hex code for a very green screen looking color of green.
But
Mm.
what's a
So
hex code if you're like me and don't know what that means?
sure. So in design, you use hex codes and like Pantone and all that stuff. And it's just basically codes that equal an exact shade of a color. So you can go into
Oh,
Photoshop or whatever you use, and you can say, I want to make a layer and I want it to be this exact color. And you can put that code in.
gotcha. Like coding,
Mm.
yeah, just coding kind of thing. Okay, cool. Well, okay, so I actually kind of could see that happening, Dylan. First of all, real quick, that if she's in any of those videos that have been posted, I could see that that might be a possibility. I'm totally open to that. That she's in there doing that. My problem is lately, I'm kind of on this kick that I think there's a lot of deep fake in most
Yeah,
of these.
honestly, I go 50-50 back and forth daily, hourly
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. Like,
I know, right?
because I mean it
So
both could make
go ahead.
sense, and there's so many glitches in the face, and we've been seeing we've been scrubbing videos for months now, and there's just too many inconsistencies, and especially with the Remedy app, and it's exploding now thanks to Paris. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy to see that you can spin around in circles and your face is going to stay your face, but Britney's for some reason is the one exception
Never.
that it doesn't match up and it looks weird.
Well, and
You
if
know
you
what?
watch,
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was gonna say if you watch like the deep fakes we know about, like the Tom Cruise ones and stuff, it looks really convincing. But if you really start looking at it, you start to
Mm-hmm.
feel that uncanny valley of like just something isn't connected. So like especially when it's a scene with the two of them and you feel like there's supposed to be that human connection, you can feel that missing in your gut. And
Mm,
I
Yeah.
feel that way about Britney's videos right now.
Yeah.
totally.
Okay. Then I think that actually explains very well what I've been feeling too. I just didn't understand what it was. I knew I was feeling, that's why I was probably feeling the whole deep fake or CGI, that there's something in there missing. I'm not saying in all the videos. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Started playing a Britney post.
She uses that
That
song
was
a lot
actually really
too.
weird because I did not touch my phone at all. And it just started playing a Britney
Oh
post.
Is
God.
she
So
here in the room
Yeah,
with us now?
I was just
she
gonna say that,
is.
Alan.
She's right here.
Is she here?
And as soon as I just picked up my phone just now, she was like coming really close to it on the dance video. I was like, oh my
Brittany, we welcome you to our circle.
Come on
God. Yeah.
in.
This is probably a good place to start. Is this one on February 10th where she's dancing in the white skirt and there's all the stuff thrown around? This is when I
Yeah.
think we started getting to different kind of posts. A lot of creators, let's just preface this, a lot of creators around the same time I did too. I'm not saying it followed me, but a lot of creators started going silent. Like, didn't it kind of go crickets for Britney for a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, there was still some main players, you, Ashlyn, Allyn, a lot of people on Instagram, but it did go quiet. And then the posts started changing.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got this creepy one where, I mean, I feel like it looks like there's a struggle that happened. Like she was pissed and there was a struggle or something.
Yeah, there's
I don't
stuff
know. What
thrown
do you guys think about
around.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there was an altercation before, and it's like you need to make these videos or blah blah blah.
And maybe some of that is what helped shape my mind and like, okay, this is definitely not her. Like I just that just feels like that there might have been like a fight, like, okay, fine, I'll do this then. I don't want to, but I mean, why else would your shit be thrown around on the floor sideways like that?
What if
There was some kind of fight.
what if Jamie Lynn's over it? And that because I've always had that theory. We've
Yeah.
always had the theory that it could be Jamie Lynn doing it. What if she is like, I'm tired of being complacent and doing this crap, so I'm gonna act crazy and wild and look stupid and maybe we're reading it wrong, thinking she's trying to sabotage it. Really,
Mm.
she's like, I can't do this anymore. It hurts too much or something. I
She's
don't know.
reaching for help too. I've thought about that many times. What if it
Yeah.
is Jamie Lynn like deep faking it? I said it before. I was like, I wonder if that's why she cries all the time and says it's so
Mm,
hard being her sister because she has to be her all the time.
yeah. Oh gosh.
Just saying. Yeah.
Interesting. And now there's a theory that I'm really starting to fall down that there's two Sams.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Oh my God, that rabbit
Tell
hole.
us about that, please, because I've
Please.
heard whisperings, but I don't know anything about it really.
There's
Go,
people
Dylan.
are just starting to see little different inconsistencies with teeth a lot because he got his teeth fixed in his early 20s, but there's pictures of him younger with good teeth, but yet his teeth, it's very interesting. It's people are starting to put those side by side
The
and be like,
chin.
okay, oh, and the chin, his chin is a
Mm-hmm.
different size a lot of the
Mm-hmm. It'll be like
times.
pointier and longer and stuff, which I've seen Ashley point out a lot actually.
Yeah, she could probably talk better about it than I can.
Oh yeah,
I'm
she's
just
all over
scratching this.
Sam.
I'm just scratching the surface on this, but I'm like, I do believe there. It's a possibility. Anything could happen now,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
and he
I
does
don't
have a
know.
very like he has a very common face, especially for his region where he was born. Like he has that like stereotypical common face for like you know he looks like a lot of other people, if that makes sense, especially from where he's from. Not
Yeah.
not especially not like around here, but you know. Like because
Mm-hmm.
he's Persian, right? Persian,
Yeah.
Iranian. Is that the
Iranian.
same thing? No,
I
I'm
think
so
he's
sorry if
Iranian
that
and
is wrong.
Persian.
Well, now I don't know.
He's from
Let's
Iran. I know that much.
hold on. I might back up and take this part out. Let me just see what he is.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be careful about that one.
I know. I don't want to get
So
killed.
you might want to take that part.
I feel like my friend told me that he was Persian
Mm.
because she's from the area or whatever, but I'm like totally gaslighting myself. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. Google
I'm
just says
pretty
Iranian
sure
American
Tara.
model.
Well, because he's always fighting for the women's rights in Iran and says it's where he's from and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
pretty
True.
sure it's Iran.
Okay. So I'm gonna back up. So yeah, because Sam is Iranian and
Mm-hmm.
he looks like a lot of people from that area. He just has like one of those common faces. So I feel like it'd be easy to deep fake him or body
Yeah.
double him. You know.
There was a post before I really got into this. This was probably like December, halfway through December. And there was like a story that he shared where it looked like he had just gotten done working out. He was in like the new house gym or whatever. You saw the Ascari up on the wall. And his arms were down and his shoulders were really flexed, but it looked like way too much to be him. And he had this really evil grin. And I remember asking you about it a long time ago, Ellen, because there's this weird like shine on one side of his face. And when I've watched the Tom Cruise deep fake things, I've seen a really weird shine just happen, but I know that could be lighting. But I always had this really weird feeling from that moment that he had to, subject himself to weird stuff like that too.
Maybe Jamie Lynn is playing Britney and Cade is using some filters to be muscly and be Sam. No, I don't like that. But I don't know.
Well, okay. So wasn't there just a story not too long ago on Sam's Instagram that involved poop?
No, no. So that was like some kind of, I don't even want to say fan made because this is obviously a person who's specifically not a fan of Sam. They made it and tagged me and a bunch of people in it. They tagged like Selena Gomez and Perez Hilton and me and Ashlyn. And like, I was so
that
weird.
Has fucked me up for a really long time now because I never got to. And I was like, why would the team do that? He must have misbehaved. Why did they show him with poop?
No, I went to the page that did that, and for the listeners, because yeah, it was like a picture of a big ass turd, and then Sam was like standing in front of it, and then there was a weird caption being like, "I finally pooped out all of the parasites."
And I thought that sounded like something that he could do. So I was like, why would they show that? He's in trouble. He didn't do right or something. So I'm so glad you cleared that up because that was on my mind.
No, so I went to the page because I was like, who the fuck is this? And I think it was a page that was like, I'm the first transsexual chihuahua or something.
Oh my.
It was like, it's clearly some kind of parody account. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, that settles that.
Yeah, it wasn't Sam.
Oh my god.
Well,
also, I hate that that bloody thing he posted too. They're a little too comfortable posting like gory looking stuff because it just made me think of back when Britney posted her laying on the ground and like there was blood on her neck and she had handcuffs. Do you remember those pictures?
That was around October of 2021, I believe. It was 20 or 21. Yeah, and it was supposed to be a Halloween thing, but it was like the creepiest damn thing. And which, by the way, the profile didn't even look like her. But I have heard her say that she did lip fillers one time and didn't like how it turned out. So it's possible. But the lips were like pooched way out. It was weird. It was super weird.
I think the weirdest thing about the things that Sam just posted with him bloody is that I had just made a video like pretty much that day, I think, that was talking about all the injuries we keep seeing on Britney and all the signs of distress. And then he made that story and he was like, it's just Hollywood, guys. It was almost like a little...
Yeah, and TMZ put that article out saying that he had like a bruise on his eye and a bruise on his arm. And he looks heavier in those pictures than he does on Instagram. Not that he's a heavy person, God, but doesn't he look
that
like...
That could just be like the day. I think... Yeah, well, that's true. It could be angles and stuff. But to piggyback on what Allyn was saying about it's almost seemed like a response to a video that she did. So let me just say that's one of the things that kind of freaked me out there for a minute is that they have started baiting creators. They have started playing around, and which they may have done before that too. We didn't realize it, but like they kind of are seeing what we post, and then they're like posting rebound posts that like pick up on something you said, or like they want to freak you out by it or something, and it was way too coincidental that Sam's story was not a response to Britney. Like her video that she did about, she was like, why does Britney always seem to have injuries and all this stuff? And then he has these weird bloody injuries and then does that weird smile, like you said at the end, like, it's just Hollywood. Don't believe everything you see, guys.
Oh such a like he's sadistic so smile too.
And that's what proves to me over and over that he's evil. That he's not there trying to be good for her.
Sorry, just don't sugarcoat it. He's evil.
Dylan
sounded like a college thesis wrap up. And that's why I think Sam Asghari is evil.
You know how many times we've given him the benefit of the doubt, Dylan, and then like 5 minutes from now, I might do it again. I might give him the benefit of the doubt. But like, seriously, like how many times have we said, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but he sits there and he keeps making up responses that's just like playing with people in a mean way. I just don't see how that's supposed to be supportive of his wife. I don't know.
The Valentine's Day post. We didn't
go ahead.
That's a new picture we got from the wedding on Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
I'm in the bubble, so I'll just put it up here so people can see.
Okay, yeah, because that's gone now. Okay, yeah, I remember that whole Valentine's Day. Yeah, it's not on her IG anymore.
Well, it is for me.
What?
February 14th. Yeah. It's right next to the...
Oh, I know why she can't see it. Sam Asghari has her blocked, and it's actually Sam's post that she's tagged in, but it like is on her page.
Okay. Yeah. Okay,
that's why you can't see it.
All right.
Oh, snap.
Well, he's certainly not going to unblock you now that you said he's evil.
He is, period.
He was never going to unblock me anyway. Oh, my God. Okay, so yeah, Valentine's Day. You're gonna have to go. You guys are gonna have to go on that because I can't even see, and I don't remember what it was.
I just think it was just like looks like a new picture from the wedding. That's like the only thing that was
Oh
kind of
yeah,
like something that we haven't seen before. I don't know
yeah.
why it's not
Remember, Allyn?
showing.
You had talked about that. You're like, oh, this is one I've never seen because Allyn did extensive work on wedding stuff. So, on
Yeah.
wedding pictures and breaking down the wedding.
We've only gotten two real portraits, like bridal portraits of Britney, and both of them were in black and white. And both of them, you can only see the profile of her. We have not gotten one straight on photo that's of high quality, clearly taken by Kevin Ostage, who did the photography. Who, whatever those other photos that we've gotten were, those were done on a camera phone because you can tell by the grain, you can tell by how
Wow.
unprofessional they look. So we've only seen two professional photos of the two of them. We've seen other professional photos, I think, of Sam alone, but of the two of them,
Wait,
this is
so
it.
is this one? Okay, so this is one of them then.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it's her side profile because I'm just trying
Mm-hmm.
to remember what he held up. Okay. Um, so how is that, Allyn, for you have a lot of experience on like photo editing and audio editing and stuff. Like how is that supposed to be something that's like easier to change on people if you just have like a side profile or
No,
no, it's just no different than others?
no, I wouldn't think it's any harder or easier. I mean, if
Mm.
anything, it might be a little bit harder. This would be harder to fake her because their faces are smushed together. And so, like,
Mm.
if you were trying to Photoshop in a nose that wasn't hers,
Mm.
for instance, this would be hard because of the physics of what they're doing.
Her nose does kind of look weird though. If you zoom, it does look tilted up.
No,
Do
I
you
thought
see
that
that?
too. Yeah. It looks like short and tilted up, but that could
Yeah,
be
I'm
because
not
it's smushed.
smushed.
But yeah. No, it doesn't look smushed, but I was just thinking, I
No,
wonder if the
right.
tip was or something. But yeah, it looks much shorter than normal, which is I know Jamie Lynn has a much shorter nose from the side. So if this is really her, she actually, if she's not happy, she's playing it really good because she looks happy, whoever this is in this picture.
Here's the other super interesting thing about this picture for me is that it's the only picture we have ever seen of her wearing the wedding band. Not the engagement ring, the wedding band that we saw in the Charlotte Tilbury. No, sorry, that's not who it was. Stephanie Gottlieb, her jewelry video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that is so weird. Yeah, we never have seen that anywhere after or anything. Never, right? Never since the
No,
wedding. I've never seen it in pictures. This is the only time we've ever seen it.
this is it. Not even at the wedding reception did we see it on her hand.
Mm.
In fact, that's something that we talk about often when we make TikToks. A lot of us do because we're like, oh, no wedding band again, because we try to place like, is this reused footage or is this something we think is current? And I mean, I've always thought, oh, you could take the wedding ring off, but a lot of people are like, well, why would she do that? When you're a star, you know how much your fingers are washed if you're married and they're just married. So
It makes
that's
me think of
there's
the current Justin Bieber Haley Bieber conspiracy
mm,
that she is his handler because he never wears his ring.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize he didn't wear his either.
He like never wears his wedding ring, and she's always like, "Look at mine."
Of course
If I
she
had that
is.
diamond, I
Right?
would too.
Yeah.
She's the one who got the catch. She's the one who punched up.
I
Yeah.
can't. If y'all fall down that rabbit hole, let me know because I do think
Okay.
that the father has a lot to do with Haley's father has a lot to do with their marriage.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
definitely.
I've been down this rabbit hole. Can I bring one thing
Mm,
up about Justin before we move on?
Absolutely,
I
yeah,
saw
absolutely.
definitely.
I saw a crazy video yesterday about all these things that he had posted pictures of little children, like babies, and hashtagged them yummy.
What the what?
He has that song
Huh?
called Yummy, and I
Yeah.
guess
Yes.
and then all these people, and I haven't gotten to fully like deep dive on this yet, but then all these people were claiming that the song Yummy is actually about his sexual abuse in the industry. And so he was trying to
Yes.
call it out with these posts, and
I've heard
apparently they're
that.
still up.
I've
But it's
actually
like
Ugh.
heard that.
babies.
But okay, so I have fallen down those kind of rabbit holes, which are really scary and hate them. But when it involves those babies, like usually those are like advertising, like accounts,
Mm.
and they'll just be followed by like hundreds of thousands of people that are in that kind of ring, and get in touch with the people to
Yeah, I
exchange
think
services. It's terrible.
I saw it like in the Yummy video. Like if you look at like the beginning, he has like a sandwich facing him with like a cherry in it, and the cherry's facing him. But once all the people join him at the table that are scary looking and like different
Hmm.
people, the cherry's turned around and it's no longer facing him. It's no longer his, if that makes sense.
Oh my God, that is so
I got
crazy.
chills talking about
I
that.
did
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a rabbit hole that I'm very interested in, but I'm also scared about.
I know.
Um, but you know, it is relevant. It is relevant to the Britney stuff because she uses Justin Bieber's music all
A
the
lot.
time.
yes.
A
Yes.
lot.
And I always wonder why. And I wonder if she's trying to say, like, hey, this industry's corrupt. Look at Justin.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's corrupt. I'm saying he's been on the other end
No,
of
it's her
abuse as well.
standing up for people. Well, because this is what the stars have to do. They can't ever speak out because
Mm.
they would lose everything. Like white stars can't speak out and help her. So that's exactly right. And I've thought about that too. Like, is this like an ode to Justin? And is this what keeps getting her, like, I don't know, locked down or in trouble? Because when she was posting, she would put out things that showed her support towards people who had trouble in the industry or whatnot.
Hmm.
Like, I've heard so many people say before that she's one of the most dangerous people in Hollywood because of what she knows.
I've heard that
So,
too, yeah.
Yeah.
She loves to use that audio from Justin singing, "Lately I've been losing my mind." Like
Yep.
she loves that
hmm,
one. And I always think about that too. I'm like, what? That's so specific of a part that she uses over and over again of that song.
hmm.
I think
Yeah.
the next post we can jump to, because there's a lot of filler posts that's happened the past month.
Yeah,
Just
we
a
don't
lot
need to
of
worry about
like,
those ones.
like
Yeah.
arts. I think tree one is the next one we could talk about.
Thank God. I'm glad you're there because I've been staring at this for 5 minutes.
Yeah, the tree. So they're all wearing these brown trench coats, and I say they all as in Sam Asghari, Britney Spears, and Kate Hudson. And they're on this mystical magical tree. Where's this tree again? This is in,
Malibu.
and they tried to say it's the same tree as this other one, but it looks so different in the other picture of the throwback that she
Okay.
posts at the
Can I
end.
just say she has on these damn white ring glasses again that she had on back from April in Maui or whatever in 22. But I mean, I guess you can keep, I mean, I still have my glasses, but that's because I ain't a rich bitch like her, you know? Like I've got my glasses from a year ago, so I don't know. But why all the blazers? Why do they have, I feel like they're trying to cover her up. We've got the weird fluffy hair that just looks fake. She said she had cut it, so I feel like they had to put like weird extensions on some kind of double. Her height doesn't look right. I feel like they're covering up a stomach because this person is not as taut as her, but the boobs look bigger. I'm sorry, I'm just like going off on this right now. And why is the mouth always so open? I swear to God, I know I've seen something before on that, and I can't remember what it is. And it had to do with deepfakes.
And why is
I
Cade the
swear to
only
God,
one
I
that
know I did.
looks like clear and good in both those pictures? Because I mean, when you're posting,
Yeah.
you're
Look
gonna
at
make sure
Sam.
that you look
Yes,
good. You know what I mean?
He looks photoshopped. Like his whole
Yeah.
face looks
he
photoshopped.
does.
It looks so fake and
Kind
weird.
of looks like he has a belly too. Weird.
But if I was Cade and I'm posting on behalf of Britney Spears, I'm still gonna be looking at myself if I'm in the picture and be like, I want to make sure I get the best shots of me.
You know what this means?
Oh.
This means Cade posted it so, for
Right.
sure.
It's
He's in charge of posting lately.
it
Well,
has
that
to
makes sense
be.
because I think he posted himself last night too. So
And then look at
Yeah.
this.
When I
Yeah,
saw
because
that, I
then look at
almost
the
fell out my
second one.
chair.
I know, right? Oh, I can't wait
Right.
to get to that juicy stuff. We will.
so quick thought on the brown coats. You said, what is that? Why are they all wearing the brown coats? And I wonder if it's supposed to be another poke at the fans to be like, it kind of reminds me of Where in the World is Carmen San and everybody keeps saying, where's
Oh.
Britney? And maybe they're being like, where in the world is Britney?
Oh,
Um,
that's so good.
what a good point,
So glad
Alan.
you're here. That's good.
Thanks. I'm glad I'm here too. I'm having a really fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think they want us to feel like she is putting us down and making fun of us, but no one's buying it. No one's
Mm.
buying it. Because remember that one where oh yeah, we'll get to it next. Go ahead. Well, yeah, let's just finish
I
this one
think
out.
I think that's all I have for the trench coats one. I just don't think the
Yeah.
trees are the same. I don't think they're in the same spot, but
I thought they kind of look weird too, but
yeah,
I don't
I don't
know.
think those are the same trees unless they're on the other side of it, or I don't know. Like the background's different.
Here's
You
why
know
I
where we go.
don't think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go,
I was
go, go.
just, here's why I don't think Brittany would post this, by the way. Speaking of why you think it's Cade, Brittany was posting herself with her boys at this tree every year.
Mm.
It was their tradition to go to this tree. And then she posted a sad post this past year that was like, they're too cool to come with me now. And we know that at the end of the day, she's super sad about her relationship with her boys. We know that. I just
Yeah.
don't see her having a fun time and like joshing around in front of this tree when that would bring up a lot of pain for her.
I agree. She wouldn't do that
Wow.
to her boys.
No. She loves those
Those
boys.
legs don't even look like her. I'm telling you right now, you zoom in on the legs, that is not her calves. This person is not her. I'm telling you right now, that is
Yeah,
not the
you're
shape
so
of her
right.
legs. That's not her knee. Her calves are not that thin.
Unless
That
she's got
nose
some
is not
super
her.
compression
But
pants on.
let me tell you, this person right here, I clearly recognize this nose. This person right here goes out in her Mercedes and gets shots taken of her. So
Yep.
this, whoever this is definitely that. And can I just also mention, have you seen the videos um where it's like the mask, but it's more like skin? It's not like a full mask that she would
Yes.
like take on. It's like stuck to you like skin. Like that can
Yeah.
be happening too.
That
You know?
Yeah.
scares me.
Yes.
Do you guys, either of you follow Alexis Stone on Instagram? The
No, but I'm
person
gonna go see her now.
they do they do like body modification with makeup. They turn
Mm.
themselves into other people. Like they recently did Jennifer Coolidge. They went out in public with like full prosthetics on to look like Jennifer Coolidge. And people were like, "Oh my
Oh,
God,
I
Jennifer, Jennifer."
see.
Um, I don't know.
Transformer, they say. Ooh, yeah. See, this is so interesting. So people need to look this up. Alexis Stone on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just so, I mean, you need to familiarize yourself with like AI and deepfake examples and situations like this. Like, oh yeah, like Mrs. Doubtfire. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Doubtfire, he's got a picture on there. I don't know what his pronouns are. She, sorry, she's got a
He does
pronoun.
he use
I mean,
she?
she's got a pronoun. She's got a picture of. It says she, he. I don't
Oh, I
know.
guess she goes by both. I love it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she's
I
got a
can't
picture
find him.
of Mrs. Doubtfire. Really? It's Alexis. The
The
Oh,
Alexis.
Alexis.
Yeah.
the Alexis Stone. And she just worked on the Kid Leroy's new video and turned, if
Oh,
you look at, it's the second post on the grid, and like turned him into that, and it's crazy.
what?
Do you see him versus what he turned him into?
Oh my
And then you could scroll to
gosh.
see the
Even the
girl
hands.
and the
Even the
fourth
hand is
picture.
aged. Oh
Look
my
at the
God.
Wow.
fourth picture, this one.
It's crazy.
Mm, that's wild. So yeah, they could definitely do this.
Like that he made that 22-year-old girl look like a 40, 50-year-old woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the thing is, like, is it a crime for, people to use deep fake or CGI technology? No. But what does this mean for Britney? That's what's scary. What does
Yeah.
that mean for her? Is she committed somewhere? Is she safe and just doesn't want to be part of the limelight anymore? Is this because she doesn't want to work, but they own her name? So they're making doubles do her? Like, what does this mean? That's the scariest part of this whole thing.
Yeah. I think the next post
We'll
that
go
we
back
can
to
get
Britney.
into is the Stay Humble Out There, y'all, the one where she's talking and there's a box fan in the
Yes.
background.
Oh,
Go for
not
that
this
one,
one.
girl.
Should I
Allyn,
play
you
the
know
Ugh.
better than
audio?
this one.
Yeah, play the
Yes.
audio. It's
Oh,
weird.
Okay, let me play the
so weird.
audio. Oops. Oh gosh.
Okay, so last week, guys, I made a dress. It's really proud, diamond panel, slip in the back. A girlfriend helped me sew it. They sent me a dress I didn't have to make myself. I can't believe it. I'm just saying. Okay, now I'm so proud. I didn't even have to make it myself. Thank you, company, for sending me this dress. Thank you.
It
It's
stopped
still
playing.
going. No, it's still going.
So,
It's
guys,
just
Oh,
I just want you to know if I shut down my Instagram, do not call the cops. So don't ever be a roller coaster.
She's running back and forth.
I got this dress as well.
never be a roller coaster.
Never
What the- See, now I think that line is where you might hope, right, Dylan, that she's trying to say something like, remember, didn't you say something
Yeah,
like,
because
is this for fuck you or whatever?
that seems
Yeah.
like her personality, just how funny she is and how witty and like, but I think it was edited poorly. I think that could have been a really funny video without all the extra pauses and stuff. I feel like they told her to like make content with this, and she was probably being really cute and funny, and they just sabotaged her with the edit on that one. Plus the voice. Let's talk about the voice. Oh,
Can we
she,
talk about the voice real quick? Because there's a lot.
yeah, yeah,
We know that she does this accent, but the problem is that that voice is about an octave lower than what
yeah.
Britney's voice sounds like, even doing that accent. So I have a real problem with that.
It's one of the
Wow,
voices that's like I never really hear her speak like that. Even I mean, it's like very like like it's
I've
coming
never
from like
heard
the
that.
throat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It sounds
Alan,
like the tattoo time video.
yeah, it's
Yes.
it's
Tattoo
scary to
time. Tattoo
me
time. Yeah, it did.
because
Except that was
like
country, but it was still lower too. It was a lower sound
I don't know if
with a
it's
country accent.
controversial to say it, but like whenever I used to do a lot of drugs, like I could like when I was really messed up, my voice would be different, and I could
Really?
yeah, because you can't keep your normal cadence in the way you speak. It's just like, oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. When I've been really drunk, I think I've been like that.
I don't know if I should say that though, because that's a little controversial. I might take that out.
Is it? Oh,
I don't
okay.
know because people don't like to think that's a very touchy
Oh,
subject in
about
Britney's.
saying if it's like that, she could be on it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
might be. Yeah. And
But
we don't
here's
want
the
to promote
thing.
that. Go ahead.
If she were on drugs, it doesn't mean that she voluntarily took them
that's
either.
what I'm thinking
Oh,
too. Like it
100 girls. So
seems
leave that in, Dylan.
yeah, it seems like and I'm not saying she's chosen to take these drugs. I'm
Mm-mm.
thinking like
Nope.
that's the only way they can get content out of her if they get her drugged enough and loose enough to do what they want her to do.
Like literally, they could be slipping stuff in her drink, and then all they have to do is continue to slip it in, and she never comes out of the fog and never
That's how they
realizes.
started. When they slipped her Lynn when Lynn put a pill in her Red Bull back in 2006 or 2007, whatever it
In a
What?
was.
Red Bull?
Oh God, I
That
didn't
sounds
know this,
dangerous.
Dylan. Yes.
Yeah, that's where it all kind of started, and her mom drugged her.
Oh my God.
And then
Jesus.
that's where she had to say, okay, Sam Lutfi is going to be the fall guy. He did it. He's the bad one. And then the whole world was
Mm,
against Sam Lutfi.
wow. Well, I think the next most important thing here is, well, not most important thing, but the damn shirt has been in so many posts, which Allyn was, I think you did too, Dylan, but you guys went back and found it. And now it's tore.
Yeah,
So
it's
they
ripped.
wanted to incite panic. That's obvious because what did she say on there? Don't call the cops if I shut down my Instagram, because we know the whole wellness check thing that got set up, by the way, happened. And so now they're just trying to incite panic again and see if they can get somebody to fall for that, I think.
I'm almost wondering if like this stuff was made before the cops were even called because it was just all planned and they were like, okay,
Mm.
we need to get some creators that would fall for this and take the bait and do this phone call
Oh.
because it needs to match up with this stuff that we've already banked up in our collection of Britney content that we have to post at a certain time. And we have stuff of her saying, "Don't call the cops because I shut down my Instagram." And TMZ already has these headlines ready, so they had to say, "Okay, now's the time that we need to go find somebody that would be vulnerable enough to go through with this that we can pinpoint as the person who did." Because Ashlyn didn't even say anything on the phone call, but yet somehow she got like
She got all the blame,
all
and
the
it was to
hate and
get to all
blame.
of us
Huh?
because,
Seems
yeah,
weird.
it was terrible.
I don't
Well,
know. What do you
yeah, and
guys
the
think?
fact that the creator that led that live reached out to her directly and was like, "We got to go live. We got to go live." And they'd never spoken
They had never
before.
talked before then.
Yeah, yeah.
He,
It was
and
weird.
he didn't get any of the like fall. He didn't get any of the heat.
Mm-mm.
And neither did the other girl that was on the call. So yeah.
Sounds like paid.
And he's also like a journalist or something.
Mm. Yeah, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
whole thing. I'm glad you guys are picking up what I'm putting down when I said that because
Yeah.
that's uh it just seems
Yeah.
like we're getting all that old content or whoever is doing the
That's
content.
really interesting. I never thought about how it could have been filmed ahead of time because they already knew what they were going to try to get going. And I mean, as far as we know, all of this could be like her or a double, either one, and like filmed ahead of time or filmed current. Her roots keep going so back and forth lately,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
you
I
pointed
see
that out
Allyn
and
all
I
over
I
that.
can't stop
Yeah.
seeing it. Oh, Alan pointed that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like every video we're getting, it's like her boobs are touched up. Now they're black and now they're touched up, but the hair is way longer, which I do see that she has quite a lot of clip ins. So maybe she's not always clipping in all of them, but still, like it is
Would that
changing
change the
all the
roots
time.
like that though? I don't
No.
think so. Yeah.
And of course, there's an argument. Well, she could have just gotten her hair done before this batch, and that's fine, but then stop trying to paint the ones with the roots as if they just happened.
And if she's
Yeah,
getting her
because
hair
literally the
done,
captions will say that it's like that day.
if she's
Now
getting
when
her
they
hair
do that.
done, why is like her extensions always hanging out in different pictures and stuff like that? It's like it's so inconsistent. And
Do you
sometimes her
guys
hair looks fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember that one day that was like back in December that I had literally like 6 different people come onto my TikTok and be like, I saw her here. My friend did her hair yesterday. We saw
I think
her at,
so.
do you remember that? And it was literally one day that happened. It was like an organized,
Mm-hmm.
They were
we
trying
I
to
saw
get
do.
Brittany,
you.
but they were claiming that they had had her hair done. And I'm like, no way. Her hair hasn't looked done in so long.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they do that, quote unquote. There's like her team gets groups of people that go after creators on different days with different themes of what to attack or what to try to talk them into. Like, I don't even look at my emails anymore, now that I'm like back on Britney content, because that used to be something where people were always trying to set you up. So unless it was somebody that I talked to originally from the first movement, and I feel really, or the first time I was doing stuff, sorry, love everybody, but I ain't looking at any more new any more
Yeah.
new emails or anything, because that's just how I just keep my mind okay. You know what I mean? Like, not worrying about if somebody's setting you up because you know who you're with or whatever. But yeah, so that was that one. I mean, I just feel like that was to incite some panic or whatever. It was crazy. It was to hurt her, clearly. Her roots
Yeah.
are like crazy. Ooh, Allyn, you actually said a lot though about the box fan, I remember on some videos, and that's her room, right? That's her bed. It was just like a different angle. Is that right?
So I'd like to be clear that I've never talked about the box fan, but a lot of people are
Okay.
really hung up on it and they're like, she would never. That's a poor people's box fan. And I don't agree with that. I think anybody can have a box fan and it's whatever.
I agree.
But yeah, so I did find that that was the same headboard of the
Okay.
bed that appeared in the I'm Always Live video.
Yeah.
That room looks
Oh,
so small
yes.
though. Like they moved her bed to a different room though. It doesn't look like her
It does.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Yes, the angle, I don't know if it's just because it's just getting this one section, but it does look like a very small room.
Like
So
because her
hopefully
bedroom
that's all
has
it is.
the double doors, and you can kind of see it when Jason did his live crash, and he goes into the
Mm-hmm.
double doors, and that's when they get him, and that's Brittany's room with that big open room that's behind those double doors upstairs.
So I kind of wanted to utilize Allyn in this post a little bit more before we actually move on, because Allyn, you looked a lot at like her feet. If you want to talk about this, you don't have to.
Oh,
But like, you
yeah.
looked, the carpet. You looked when she was holding that pink dress up in front of her. Her eyes glitched really bad. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So read the carpet. This is something I've been noticing a lot is that around her legs and feet is always like this crazy blurry trail. It's so weird. And I was staring at the feet on that video for so long because I swear to God, it looked like her toes were going into the sand as if the carpet were sand. And I was like, that can't be. And I just kind of accepted that it must be very thick carpet. But if you watch her legs as she dances around and moves, it's like it's just always very blurry there.
like
It's
a blur follows,
like a ghost is
right? Like a
following.
haze or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really weird. And it made me think that either A, she had been green screened into it and that's just the blur to help, or B, which is probably even more likely, I do feel like they're doing some kind of editing on her body to change the shape and the look
Yeah.
of it. Because I've been
Like
noticing
filters and stuff.
yes. And I think
Okay.
they're maybe slimming her down or something because I've been noticing that her weight is fluctuating. And this is no read at all. She's beautiful no matter what, but her weight is changing between all of the things, like very significantly between videos.
Especially in the newer posts that we've gotten where she's doing like that like boob scoop move,
The gold dress and the white dress with the pink, with the purple.
She looks a lot
Well,
different.
honestly, I feel like that's rude and mean of them to do, because they know that that's the reaction that's going to come. So that was done. That's done to hurt her. So to just use the filter at will for her, like, why? But I'm looking at this video, and when you think of like, ooh, could that be sand? Like, it looks like sand. It's so creepy that
It
that the carpet
does.
looks like sand.
Seriously, the more you look at it, the more you're like, is her toe literally an inch into this carpet? Who has an inch thick carpet?
I mean, I don't know.
Right,
I don't know
though.
bougie crap like that. So, but and then when she pulls the dress up and shakes it in front of her eyes, they get really black, which is like indicative of like a deep fake thing, isn't it? That we on the research that we've done, or what do you think that is, Allyn? Because I don't want to put words in your mouth or anything.
I
Like
think
when
there
her
could
eyes
be
just go black and get lost.
I mean, some of it could certainly be the fact that that's now putting a shadow over her. And also, we're now seeing her through the mesh. So it's like distorting it further. And then you have like compression and artifacting, which can lose data, especially when things get darker. You lose more data visually. However, that wouldn't necessarily explain some of the things I saw, which was that like the eyes kind of changed shape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to describe that. I mean,
Yeah.
to me,
Now that is a deep fake thing. I know that from research. So that they changed significantly. Even the Paris Hilton and Tom Cruise one, which should be top notch because this is Paris Hilton's company. His eyes are glitching all over the place and changing shape. So yeah, it doesn't have to be that. You know, I'm just, like I said, I'm on a kick. So I'm relating everything to that. So.
No. I mean, I really feel like that was deep faked personally. I don't think that was Britney doing that, but I have no proof. I don't have proof. I just have things that seem off to me. And something I've been looking at a lot lately, which is helping me really feel like it's deep faked, is that her face color and her neck color and chest color are not matching.
Yeah, I've talked about that before because she'll have this
because this
triangle
is
right here. And
yeah.
it's like, it looks like just something's been pasted onto her.
So this is actually going to tie us into this next post where she's in the pink dress, because some of these recent posts had the difference in color like you two just talked about, but this one in the pink dress, it's a very fluid, like kind of reddish, I'm hot, all from like face. This one is natural, and she looks amazing in this one anyways. So this is actually a good one to compare to if you pull it up and watch her dance. Like her neck kind of looks like it's hot too, and everything. Nothing like some of these newer posts. I don't really think there's much to say about that pink one other than that. Do you guys? Where she's dancing in that pretty pink dress. She looks amazing.
So she keeps posting the hookup, one of my favorite songs, all honestly, by the way. But she's doing like some of the moves from like that she did on the Onyx Hotel tour, but they just don't look like the way she does them. It's not the way she does them. It's just, it irks me. It doesn't look like her style of dancing.
Yeah, and that's a hard point to, like, I don't want to say argue, because people are like, come on, you know, she's older, she's not practicing choreography, so that's a hard one to try to reason with people too, you know. That's also could be some. No, go.
I did want to back up to that Andy Griffith post, just for the caption. Okay. No, just for the caption, honestly. I'll read it. It says, "The constant lies from the media and TMZ have felt like borderline harassment. It's extremely disturbing due to the fact of how incredibly important it is at this time in my life to be supported and respected. Also, the way the news has always spread lies about me is incredibly heartbreaking. Meditate over hope and excitement for my I meditate over hope and excitement for my future. I have transformed my whole life with the elimination of my conservatorship, and I deserve respect. It's almost embarrassing commenting on this because of how completely outrageous what's being said is. It's my right to protect myself from the cruelty of the outside world." That was a pretty loaded caption.
It was.
Yeah, the part that sticks out so hard to me is that the part where she's saying like, oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the part that stood out to me was the part where she's saying like it's completely outrageous what's being said about me, because I often wonder if this were Britney posting, and let's just say for argument's sake it is, if it were her posting, like, is she actually being told what's being said? Because the one time she addressed TMZ pretty directly, she was like, the media said, I died. I almost died. But the media didn't say that.
They didn't say that.
Never said that.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
So it's almost like these are going through a filter if it's her. And we've seen over the last like week or two, she's done a lot of things where she'd be like, what do you think? But the comments are off.
Yeah. I always thought that too. Like, why are you asking us what we think, but don't let us speak?
It almost feels like she doesn't know what's going on the Instagram.
We totally skipped that post.
Which one?
Yeah, because it was just a white box, and so we missed it. The one where she comes on, because we hadn't talked about that on the podcast real quick. So just to reference what Allyn was talking about with the I died, she comes on in that same like white skirt outfit, and it says "This Week in Media," and then she goes, I died, and there's like some audio on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it totally feels like Franken did it.
I'm alive. Yeah, I'm very much alive and well. And I've got my fur here. You see, I'm feeling myself. Yeah, feeling myself. Okay, it was great.
Yeah, so that was it. So
That's
we
the
did
one where
skip
it
that
looks
one.
like she's lip syncing to an audio
Yeah.
too. It doesn't look like her words don't really match up her mouth at all.
What was so significant about that post? Were you about to say something, Ellen?
No, go ahead.
Okay. What was so significant about that post is that a lot of us had been complaining that we never saw her face on in front of the camera speaking. And so this is why it was so significant that this happened. And it was like, oh my God, she's alive. She's okay. But it's clear.
It looks lip
And you guys can
synced.
take it over. Yeah.
And like there's parts where like you should hear movement and you don't hear it right. And it sounds like if I'm recording like she doesn't have a lapel mic on, why do we hear her so crisp and clear and like not hearing movement? It doesn't match up if you know anything about like audio engineering and stuff like that. It just doesn't look right.
Okay. Also, we've seen like Selena Gomez has no control over her Instagram, she has said. Okay. And so does other stars. Yet they have still come on and done lives, right? So on this one, I'm gonna scroll down. You can't see. What the heck? Why is it not? Okay.
It's so white.
I know it showed a minute ago. Okay, so it comes on and says this week in media, like God dang it, this week in media,
Yep.
and then it picks up with I died. So this is not candid. This is nothing to feel like safe about, because why did she not come on and say, hey guys, this week they said I died? She just came. They just like came in with like a clip of her to make it whatever they wanted.
I'm sorry,
creepy.
I just can't see Britney Spears sitting down with a phone on a video shop app and making these edits and saying, yeah, that's good, I'm gonna put that out.
So I actually found an article with an interview with Cassie Petrie, who is the social media manager for Britney, or at least was when she did this interview. And she indicated that there were other people editing them and Britney could request changes. So she made it known that Britney doesn't edit these, but that she writes the captions, but she can request changes to the videos with whoever it is that's doing it.
And if Cassie Petrie is no longer on the team, it only makes sense that it has to be Cade.
Yeah. Cade and Sam.
But she made that post saying she doesn't have management anymore, which
they just can't keep up with themselves. They literally can't keep up. They're just throwing shit to the wall and seeing what sticks. It's like most artists have a brand, like their whole wall of social will kind of reflect each other. And this is just like, no, it's just, what did you say, Allyn, the other day? Like they just have like a cycle of a few different styles and they just like cycle through, like today we're going to do crazy. Today we're going to do filler posts. Today we're going to do reflecting back, like.
Yeah. Oh, they're like, oh, it's been 2 weeks since we did a meditation post, so it's time for another one of those.
I think so.
And then they have the ones where they just do old footage of like Andy Griffith or Lucille Ball or whatever.
And then we get Victorian babies.
Oh my gosh.
Flowers.
Oh, but then there's this one where she's like way shorter than Sam, than normal.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that next. That picture is bullcrap. Oof. I'm sorry. That does not look like Britney Spears. The legs, the face, the height,
none of it.
The calves are overcompensated. They tried to make the calves like that, I think, because
they're bigger than Sam's.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think they are anyways. He's got chicken calves, but
true.
He does. He's got little chicken legs, but the face is very disturbing to me. It just feels like a very young girl.
The last slide, the third slide, is so uncanny valley. The one where she's dancing and bopping her head around, and that one, the face, you don't even need Remini to see the face glitches on this one. If you just slow it down and scrub it, you can see face glitches.
What does that mean, scrub it? I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so when you save a video onto your iPhone, if you like pause it and go to the bottom, you can like go frame by frame, like with your finger. Go frame by frame with your finger and like.
Well, that I do.
Scrub it.
Okay, you just slow it down is what I would have said.
You've been scrubbing.
Another interesting thing about the dancing around video that you mentioned is like, if you look at the carpet again, it's the same weird blurry thing following her around.
Yes.
It is, but only around her.
It's so strange. I think that they're using some kind of like blurring effect on her or something to like smooth her skin. Maybe it's a beauty thing. I don't know.
Britney's protested a lot in the past to photoshopping her body. Like, I don't know if you guys remember back when she did the Candies ad. Once the Candies stuff came out in 2009, she put out all the untouched photos and said, look at these. That's not what you're seeing, blah, blah, blah. And then when she did her In Shape
Well,
magazine, she personally released the untouched photos to say, okay, just so you guys know, this is what I really look like. So don't like hold your body standards to what you see me in a magazine. Like, this is me. Like, she's always been like, if you see a Photoshop picture of me, she's gonna show you what she actually looks like.
well, and I get that, but at the same time, it's like aging for a woman is really hard. And so those kind of things, there's a possibility that that's changed with her some. There's a possibility because we don't know what her small group is feeding her. Didn't you say they always made her feel bad about her voice? Maybe they're doing that about her age now and stuff too. So maybe she's getting fed all kinds of stuff and they're like, oh, you should let us use this filter. And she's like, yeah, without really realizing, if that's true.
That's a good point, Heather. That's a really good point.
Because her and I are around the same age. So she's like 40 something, right? 40, 41?
41.
Because and I'm 39. So yeah, your face starts looking very different. Texture, everything, your hands, everything, your chest. And, we saw her in 2019 where you could see the aging. Still beautiful, but you could see some wrinkles. You could just see a little bit of texture that was different. And now all we get is whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Which looks like 10 years younger. It's weird. Which doesn't look like Botox. Yeah.
That's actually a good point, because what if all along we keep thinking it's AI, but it's really just like skinny filters being put on and her face is not catching up or something? I don't know.
I guess it's possible.
That gives me hope, honestly.
It does. I think it's normal to just be like nervous in this situation is all. Like there's just a lot of history that everybody's just nervous about. So.
And then we get the next post is the green dress, and she's got tons of different necklaces on, and at one point she has that Victorian necklace on.
Yeah. Which you hadn't seen her wear that in a long time, and then she has it on. The one where she says this was my ID back in like school.
Yeah, that one makes an appearance again. That was the February 28th, the day after my birthday. There's a remote or something on the floor. I think someone already figured out what that was.
I don't know, but this is still the same scene as like the white. Okay, so when she has on the pink shirt and the white skirt, where we were talking about earlier, where everything in the background is pushed to the side, that's the same scene where she was also recorded saying, I didn't die. And now we've got the same scene for the green dress. So.
Well, these, I think, though, are not exactly the same day because the rack is not in this one anymore. And I think there's like a second series of these happening because there was...
Wait, the green dress
The rack is still pulled over.
Yeah.
It's still turned over, though.
No, it's not the rack. That's a pile of clothes. And if you go back to the video of her...
Wait, are you on this one? Because I can see the rack right here.
I'm a moron. I thought you were talking about the green screen dress, what we're calling the green screen dress.
Oh, no, we're going to get to that.
We're trying to get there.
So sorry.
No, you're good.
It's okay.
You're good.
That I cannot wait to hear what you got to say about that.
I know, right?
we got to hurry this along.
My bad.
I will say, since we're all on this post now, will you each of you go to the very last slide, zoom in on her neck, and you get that weird triangular cut again.
It almost looks like a vein is like extended from her, which is not a normal thing for a woman.
Two tones,
you know what I'm talking about? Like
yeah,
I see what you're talking about with the tone for sure. Oh my god, what if that's a mask and that's a wrinkle in the mask on the neck?
Right.
Oh my god.
Like, do you ever see those fake boobs that drag queens wear? And if they usually wear like a choker so you can't see like the line where the fake boobs start. Like Britney's always got a choker or like a necklace or something to cover that line.
Maybe that's why all the necklaces.
Oh my god.
I mean, it looks really natural on some of the other ones though, but I don't know.
Well, I'll say this too. These are photos, so they could easily smooth them out in photos. It would be harder to hide in the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I think the next post, we got a lovely picture that we've never seen before. And it's...
God dang it. No, but this was another bait for Allyn, wasn't it?
That was the same day that Sam posted the stuff about the blood, because I had made the video about how she always looks injured in these, and I had pointed out the hands in that exact photo, and then that got posted. So yeah.
Yeah, this was one of the ones where Allyn was like, what the hell? Why does she always look injured? Because, we've seen this post so many times. I married
It's
myself and blah, blah,
it's the
blah.
veil. The veil I married myself
And
post.
by the way, I have not let this post go or the shower scene. Those there's so much mystery behind those. I'm gonna figure it out one day. But yeah, so Allyn posted it, and then that's when Sam posted his little thing with his bloody face, and he comes on with this face like he's so hurt, and then he smiles really devilishly and goes, "It's just Hollywood, guys.
Ugh.
Don't believe everything you see." So, anyways, that was another filler post just to fuck with
Another filler.
advocates.
There was also a deleted post that day. It was this one of her dancing around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the same day, I believe. And her face really doesn't match in this. I almost made a video about it, but
Yes, that's when you really started talking about that. Super
I don't know
hard.
if you can tell, but it's
I can.
really
Why-
unmatched.
Why on God's green earth is she in the Westlake gym all the time when she has a beautiful gym at her house? Come on. Like, that just irks me till no end. The only time she's ever worked out in her gym, it's usually with Sam, and we're looking at Sam, and she's the one filming, supposedly. The next post I think we could talk about is do you guys want a private class? I teach Saturdays and Sundays. For more information, include code 1-9CA-49. Class includes
That's it.
meditation, learning to manifest your dreams to your liking, stretching to learn the body is in fact limitless by opening the mind, and way more, folks. I'm obviously kidding.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
the team
post.
was screwing with people and basically saying, "You're right, we're green screening shit," because of what Allyn's gonna probably point out here with that code, which is what we touched on earlier, right?
And
Like
yeah,
that's
and
the code, Allyn. Is
that
it?
code's
Yeah.
gonna come up. That code's gonna come up when we talk about the newest posts.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what that looks like.
Oh yeah, that's a
That's the
green.
color
That's the
of
greenest
green
green
for the-
screen. Yeah.
It's basically a dead effing match for the green dress.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which is what we're gonna get up to.
The next post is so bizarre to me. She posted one of my favorite from there was an ABC special called In the Zone and Out All Night. I used to watch it every day after school, so I actually can start that special and I can quote word for word as it goes along. Like I have that whole special memorized. And she says, I was in the music industry for over half my life. I was told by someone who directed movies that the music industry is a different beast, especially touring. It's fun at first, but if you've done it for a while, being in a different city constantly gets pretty draining. I have done like 10 tours. Well, as I looked back at my career and I realized the one thing that I did that I required the least effort, like at all, was my favorite thing I'd ever done. 3 days of rehearsal, one day of dress rehearsal, and performing just 5 songs shot to a T on a TV set. It took 45 minutes to shoot. I remember afterwards being like, wow, that was easy. Can we do it again? The lighting, everything was brilliant. Way different than hauling 4 trucks and 300 people on a tour where I couldn't even have coffee. Just shedding light on a time where it didn't feel like work at all. A time where I actually felt like a star instead of my family being the star. Point. On tour, I can't remember how many women were on the bus with my dad rolling ice. Either way, I would say that not a great deal wasting 15 years of my life. Great news, though. Having this newfound independence gives me strength every day and the ability to stay hungry, focused, fearless, and honestly just a good person. Here's to the magic of TV. Who would have thunk?
I didn't realize when this came out the other day how many numbers were in it. And we used to always sit here and look at all the numbers and try to decode them. And I bet they were trying to get us to do that again, but we just don't care anymore because we don't think it's her.
Right?
Yeah. Do you remember that this was the day that I actually came back to? Like, yeah, I think this was the day that I came back to post, and I was like, all right, I'm going to cover her again. And I was like, I know I don't think that this is Britney, but this one almost tricked me because I was asking you guys in the group. I was like, do you think this is her? Is there any way? There's a few things. And I talked about the hauling, the numbers, and everything. And then we had to kind of like remember like that she's not in here. But this is the closest they've come to capturing her essence, I would think, in the caption.
Absolutely.
If we even really know what that is, but the way of the emojis, the numbers, the caps, the all caps, yeah.
The part that stood out to me was that my family was the star instead of me.
Oh yeah, and the one part where, because I was like, Allyn, God, I just really think, are you sure this is not her? And Allyn was like, no, because this line where she says, having this newfound independence gives me strength. I was like, oh yeah, She ain't got no independence. This ain't her.
Yeah. That's like totally just
Yeah.
trying to put it in your face. Like, oh yeah, I have independence.
Well, and that's the second reference she's made like that over the course of these posts we've talked about. Because one a few back where she was like, and my life is changed forever now because of I'm out of the conservatorship. So it's like they're just trying to make it seem like, hey guys, she's really out. She's saying it, you know?
She was freed in 21. It's 23 now. You would think she would start to just kind of move on if she was truly free. And I'm not trying to say anyone with trauma deals with it differently, but I don't, just knowing her character, I feel like she'd want to just be like, done with that, time for good fresh stuff, because she just loves to be optimistic and upbeat. Like I couldn't see her like dwelling this long on that.
Yeah.
It just seems like a narrative they want to keep around.
I mean, I could see like every once in a while, you know, like people will have like down moments. I could see every once in a while like bringing it up, but yeah, nothing about that feels right.
No, and her saying stay hungry, focused, and fearless, is that not giving Sam?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the stuff
sounds like
Sam
Sam.
says.
right. Ashlyn said that, and that was such a good point because Ashlyn does a lot of Sam coverage.
It's like
Yeah.
Cade and Sam are sitting there saying, "What else should we put in this caption? Like, what else would she say? Or like, how else
Yes.
would she say it? Oh, that's a good one." And then they go make out.
Okay, just a side note, I thought Cade was an openly gay man. I
He
did
is.
not know. He has a
Well, I thought he
girlfriend.
was-
It's the woman who was acting in Borat 2 is his girlfriend.
Huh?
Yeah, that's the
No,
face
he's
I made.
gay.
That's what
I thought
said.
he was bisexual, not.
Well, then that would make
gay.
sense.
He could be bi, yeah. Remember that
Okay.
dream I had a couple months ago, Heather, where me and you got
Yes.
trapped and I was like
Yes.
making out with Sam and you were like fiddle-diddling
Oh,
with
yeah.
Britney, and like it was just
Yes.
a weird dream. Like I always think about that because it just seems so natural for Sam to be gay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think speaking of Sam, I think the next post is Sam's birthday, which changes every day. He's born March 6th. He's been born March 3rd. He's been born March 26th. He's been
Really?
March 23rd. Yeah, it's just like if you look up his birthday online, it's just like you always get a different answer depending on what source you're looking
Yeah,
at.
I have seen a lot of people say that. So there were
Um,
like what 4 pictures posted or a certain number, then taken down and then
It was
reposted.
3 posted, then 4.
Okay.
And then
And
one
they
was
recropped.
cropped. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one was cropped.
The second one.
Yeah, this is the recrop of it, but there was like a weird woman standing in
She
the
has on
background.
a blue dress and he has on a white shirt. In case anybody doesn't see this, and, they
And
need
the
to go look
Victoria
at-
necklace.
and the Victoria necklace. Yeah, and so there was that weird thing in the background. What were you saying about that?
There was it looked like a woman in the background in the
Yeah.
mirror or something, and then they reposted pretty much 5 minutes later and cropped her out.
Also, in the
So-
first and second slide of that, if you zoom in, she's got 2 tones between her face and her neck on both.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see where the
Well-
necklace follows the line of that tone.
I was wondering if that thing was some kind of statue or something. It was like it didn't seem the size of a person to me on the table, even like hunched down. So I'm hoping it's a statue and nobody's been able to figure it out. Like so many people have run it through Remney and everything. I've seen it on TikTok. Nobody
Yeah.
can figure it out.
Yeah, that one's a mystery.
Ashlyn saying it was Dobby made me laugh.
Yeah.
though.
Yes, that's funny. Okay,
The ears in the first one. I know we've
Is
probably talked
that-
about that before.
is that part of it that's still in
Yeah.
there? Can you see that? Okay, so then that looks like a statue when you zoom in. So if, on what's left on there, if you can zoom in, I feel like that looks like some kind of statue or something.
Here, I've got the whole thing. If you want to look.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it like that, and it's creepy
It looks
as
like
hell.
a
I
statue
get,
or something.
I
yeah.
get Gremlin vibes or something.
But the fact that they cropped it out is just very
yeah,
concerning because that makes us want to look even
Agreed.
more.
I wonder if it's some sort of religious statue or something. You know, maybe.
Ooh.
Hmm.
The first
Whether that's
picture
good or
bothers me
bad,
so much because the first picture, her eyebrows look weird, her ears look weird, her teeth
I
are
just think
coming
there's a
out
lot
at a
of
weird
editing
angle.
on that.
It's,
Her
yeah,
boobs
maybe
even
it's
look
just
bigger
heavily
around her.
edited.
Like, yeah. Because I've seen this picture before so many times, and I just feel like it's heavily edited right now.
Yeah, I saw
Ew.
somebody on TikTok do a side by side of it, and for anyone listening, it's the picture of them with their tongues out at each other. And I had seen somebody post the older version of it, and then this version, and they were edited differently. Like her elbows were completely different. The chest size was completely different. But I don't have it on hand to show.
Yeah,
the older
it's just
one.
not her arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third picture, which I've seen this one a lot too. I've studied it, but it looks different on this one for some reason.
Her stomach like goes beyond her chin. Like it's so like photoshopped. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, something's not. It just looks a little different. So I guess there's like a ton of editing. It just doesn't look right. And then of course there's the airplane picture.
like I forget where I don't know if this is like an old wives' tale or like someone has told me once that your ears line up with your nipples and your nose will line up with your belly button when you're standing straight on. So I always try to look at that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your
Oh my
earlobe.
God, they do.
Yeah, your earlobes will go down to your nipples and your nose will go down to your belly button.
But the older I get, the more they're going like this.
We're all like,
they're turning out.
We're all like tracing down, and then wait, what are the nose to the belly button?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that is so creepy.
So I always try to look at that
so
in her
much
pictures.
symmetry in the body. So I zoomed in for a minute on that airplane black and white picture, because if you zoom in on the nose, it looks like you can see where it's attached.
Oh, yeah, at the bridge.
I've seen this picture many times. I've never felt this way before, but if you zoom in on, it could just be the black and white part of it. If you zoom in, it looks like you can see where prosthetic is like attached. It's super creepy.
Oh my God, I have to like pull it in, then pull it out, and I see it.
I
know. Are you talking about like how there's kind of a line right here? Yeah, I do see that.
It could just be like the reflection of the glasses and the lighting. I don't know. Because I've seen
Sam
kind
of has that on his from the reflection of his glasses.
Yeah.
Whew, that got me for a second though. That looks like that picture has gone through Remini though, because it has that AI crispness to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I wait? Are you guys?
Is Britney using Remini? Are they using Remini? Obvious. They have to be at some point, like for some of the pictures.
For Paris to have told us about it needs to she's profiting off of it somehow. Somebody is, because they knew that we were all going to start using it now.
Right.
So,
dang it! I'm paying $10 a month for it. I fell for the bait again.
Wait, I thought it was $10 a week. Is it a month? Because I want to get it.
Oh God, it just keeps coming out of my bank account. I don't look at that.
$10 a week. Oh my God, that's steep.
I don't want any business to do with my bank account. It stresses me out. So
I literally said that days ago. I was like, dude, wait a minute. The whole reason that Remini came out was from Paris. She freaking sold us all that damn app. Like, she didn't have to say that they used the Remini app. She could have just been like, oh, we did some touch up to that picture from the party, you know? She's like, no, we use the Remini app that blah, blah, blah. She sold us that shit. Anyways. So the next picture, wait, do you guys want to say anything else about that?
No, I think we're ready.
Okay, so I never got an answer on this, so I'm not moving forward until I do Dillan. Okay,
let's do it.
The first picture is just, why the hell are we getting a picture of her back in this really weird snap? It's obviously from moving, right? And they snap it like a picture.
Yeah.
So my question was, we talked about how they bait everybody. You see the date, it says 4 days ago. Had you talked about your new fairy tattoo before then on social media?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they were baiting you with that picture. They wanted you to feel like you didn't even notice it. I asked you on the live, but you were having way too much fun with your bait that night, and you were not getting what I was putting down. Kat was like, read your comments, and you were like, like, oh my God.
I was trying to help.
I was like,
that's too high for life.
I just started everybody in the comments. It's like, he's having fun. I'll talk to him later.
We'll save that for the podcast. He's
no, but there's no other reason to have that exact picture. And I was like, they're bait. They wanted Dillan to feel like.
And I've been on a couple lives where I've showed it off.
It's the cover picture.
Right.
It's like the worst one.
It was right around the time that you had gotten it.
And the second one, she's showing off her cross tattoo that I show off a lot too on my hip. So I was like, maybe you're onto something there. I see.
They were trying to bait you, but they don't know you. It didn't phase you.
I don't. Whatever. I try not to fall for that.
Whatever. If you
I'm
guys
only
don't
3
know,
away.
Dylan has all of her tattoos except for 3, you said.
3,
Yes.
yep. And I'm gonna get them soon. I was talking to one of my friends last night, a little get together we had. He's done some of my tattoos, and he was like, "Yeah, let's finish up. Let's do the last 3 and bang them out." And I was like, "Okay, cool. We'll get that done."
That's awesome. Well,
Anything to say about that pose? It's just so strange. Like,
no, that was the only thing I wanted to say about that personally. The main ones I want to get to is the gold dress and the green dress and then the camel. That's where I'm trying to get here.
let's do it. Let's go on to the gold
Okay.
dress.
I don't even know what there is
Is
to say
this where
about the
the
gold
boob
dress other
scoop
than
starts? Because she's doing this new boob scoop
Yeah.
move. The boob
Yeah.
scoop and boogie. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we're all watching it at the same time.
So one thing
We're
that
like,
I
look
would
at
like
them.
to say about this video is you can see in the background the green dress that's going to be shown from last night's post is on the ground.
Wow.
So that tells me that this is from the same little series.
Whoa, yeah.
You can just see it in the corner.
And that's not a crime, right? We're not like trying to pick apart that we think that that's an issue, but it is something to notice about like time frame.
It's just helpful to understand which things were filmed at the same time.
Yeah. Especially because we're looking at her hair. So that would make sense because that hair in the green dress looks completely different than the post right before it. You see where she's in the pink shirt. See the roots are completely different. So that's why it matters. Okay. So she has on different shoes. She has on the pretty green dress or gold dress and she dances. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what else to say about it, honestly. And then we got the meditation filler post again. It was time. It was time for a meditation post.
Oh, yep. They were like, "Oh, we have talked about that in a minute."
And then the throwback, didn't we say that it was a throwback? They had to do it.
I bet there's a pattern. Oh my God. Yes. I bet if we went and looked, there's an absolute pattern of like flower, meditation, throwback.
Yes.
Showing outfits, flower.
Oh, and then that one, she does the thing with the compact again for like a 1-frame thing. I don't know why they keep she keeps doing that.
Oh, I've got a theory, but we'll let you guys talk about your other stuff first because it ties into it.
Well, I have a theory too, but it's actually not my theory. I just saw it on TikTok, but somebody said that all that stuff she's doing with the compact and a lot of the posts she's making are like digs at Selena Gomez. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Oh,
because they had a beef after the wedding.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Oh, that sounds like something they'd want to get started then. That's just to humiliate her again.
They're all on this together because now we get this narrative where everyone hates Hailey Bieber and they're loving Selena Gomez. So if Britney says something bad about Selena, the whole world's already on Selena's side. And like I said with Hailey and Justin, I feel like all those and they're all tied with the Kardashians and all of them are intertwined. Paris Hilton, Kim, and like Kate, and like they're all just like Ooh, I just got chewed.
So, okay. So then we've got the throwback and then we go up to the green dress. This is what we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
Is the green dress post.
It's so green screen color that it almost looks like it's not even in the video. It's so bright. You know what I mean?
Okay. Somebody hold up a shot of the green screen dress so that I can, and then I'll hold up the color that it was and we can compare how very close they are.
Oh my God.
Exact.
I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's the same shade. I mean, almost the exact same shade. What are the chances of that?
No, it's not a chance. I don't think it is. Yeah.
I mean, they obviously had already filmed her in that dress because it was already in the background on the floor of prior posts, which means she probably had already that probably wasn't even the first outfit in the series. Like they're picking this order intentionally.
But wait, you know what that shows us as advocates? They've had this plan for 1 to 2 weeks ahead at least. So they're ahead of us. They're already ahead of us thinking this stuff because they put that code in there knowing that it was going to tie into a future post. So as advocates, we should realize that they already have a plan. They do have a plan. It might change just like, storylines can change, but I think they have a general outline that they're like going for. This is not the first time we've
seen
stuff like that too,
in the top left-hand corner, you could see like the back of the ring light. She got 2 ring lights on her, maybe 3. There might be one out of frame for someone who said they just got their first ring light a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But why doesn't she ever zip up the dresses sometimes? Like this one is just not zipped up and stuff. Maybe it just couldn't.
Maybe there's no one there to help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always like trying to hold her outfit together from the back.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I don't get this at all. Why would you film in this outfit if it doesn't stay up over your tatas?
Hmm. And the song is What a Man, but it's her. Like usually you would use the What a Man song for like a sexy man or a thirst trap for a guy, like, but it's the what a man for her dancing around. It's just very strange to me. Just they chose that song.
It ends on the line about I think I want to have your baby. And somebody pointed this out to me in my comments saying that after the two videos before that, people were saying she looked pregnant, which I'm not saying I agree with. I'm just saying that is what people were saying. And so that it might have
Yeah.
been a nod toward that criticism or that
I was
thought.
actually just about to comment on that, but not exactly like that. I was going to say, I have seen a lot of comments where people are like, oh my God, she's pregnant. And first of all, I find that a little offensive
Yeah.
because I don't think that her stomach needs to be completely flat. I thought we were a little further in the body positive movement, that a pooch
Mm.
was still sexy as hell. And it's barely a freaking pooch to begin with. And maybe maybe that's why they're using filters. If people are going to pick apart like a little bloated day or an extra 10 pounds, like she still looks hot as hell. You know, people are doing the same thing to Selena like recently too. I'm like,
Hmm.
can we just not move past this? I thought we were, but again, Britney doesn't get held to the same standards.
Oh
So,
yeah,
but
we talked about that on the live the other night.
yeah,
How like if you look at
yeah.
Selena Gomez videos on TikTok in the search bar, it says Selena Gomez before and after, and it's just so freaking gross. It just drives me crazy.
Yeah, especially because Selena Gomez's appearance has changed because of her medical conditions
Yeah.
and the pills that
Mm-hmm.
she had to take to live. So like
Mm-hmm.
can we not criticize that, please?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, is it time to move on to the Cade post?
Yep.
Wait, there's one more
Oh
thing.
wait.
Oh, please,
We
please.
got to
So,
talk
sorry,
about
sorry.
how Alice in Wonderland is playing in
Okay.
the background of the corner. And I feel like Heather is going to have a lot on this.
Well,
Yes. I
I
just
know
watched that video before I got on
I was
here.
seriously like not even gonna say anything because I was like, oh, I'll just let them go watch my TikTok videos. But I do have a really weird theory though. Okay, so everybody knows. Okay, so if you follow me from the beginning, you know I was really into like I think that she's been MK Ultra, and there are a lot of triggers for MK Ultra candidates is Disney, Alice in Wonderland, things like that, Wizard of Oz. And I always had a theory that Britney's triggers were Alice in Wonderland. So it's really interesting that there's Alice in Wonderland playing on that TV right there, and
And
it's
it's being
definitely,
reflected in the trophy case,
yeah,
right?
right. So that could be like, okay, is she being MK Ultra? But see, I feel like I have a different standpoint on everything now. I'm like, okay, what is the team trying to get everybody talking about? Because if they can make us candidates or advocates all look like we're just talking about conspiracy theory like everybody is, then nobody's going to believe us that Britney needs help. So it could be that too. But can I also just say, if you go back to the post in the gold dress, and then the post, which is no longer on there now, where she's in the white dress and the purple sweater, like behind her in that same area where the TV is in this green dress post, there's like an image, a box image that keeps like lighting up, but it looks very small compared to the TV on the green dress post. So I had this theory that a lot of people, we talk about the CGI and the deep fake stuff, and I had this theory. I was like, wait a minute, what if they got sloppy? Because that white dress post is down where the like little blue screen was popping up over her shoulder. And I was like, is that like CGI movements and making a screen pop on when she's moving? Um, and so like maybe they got caught. So in this recent green dress post, they were like, oh, we're just gonna put a TV there and make people think it was a TV the whole time. That's my theory on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know that was long winded, but I had to get through all of it to like understand the end.
Yeah, this is the first
So
time we're seeing the TV on, and it's in two different times.
but if you look at those other two posts, the box where it should be a big TV, like it looks it's like a lot smaller. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's not like this big Alice in Wonderland TV post. So that could be completely bogus, but I just put it out there for fun.
I like
And
I
just
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just want to throw out there too that they don't always use green screens in Hollywood. They use blue screens extremely regularly as well, particularly if they're shooting people that are wearing green and stuff like that. Like, so if there's a lot of green outfits, they would use a blue screen instead.
That's
Well,
a
that would
really good
explain the
point.
blue screen
Just
that I
Yeah.
saying.
saw behind her. And it's, yeah, so that's interesting. We should do a bonus episode on some MK Ultra stuff at some point.
I think that's a really good
Dylan,
idea. So we can go
like
down a
taking it
rabbit
way
hole.
back. Yeah.
I'm
Oh my
totally
gosh.
down
I've
with
been waiting
that.
so hard for this one. And it's right on time too, because I have to go pick up my kids from school after this. The
Are we on
the
the
Cade one.
Cade? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Why the
Unless
hell?
Allyn had something else to say on that one.
No,
Did you have
go
something else?
ahead.
Okay, so wait, no, this is your golden ticket. You don't. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just creepy as hell. You don't have to say anything personal. You could just say, how
It's a little
creepy it is.
weird. Okay, so this is the post with Cade sitting in front of camels in the desert, and
Face.
it says something like, "My friends know serious stuff" or something like that. I'm just
My
going
friends
from
know
memory.
serious shit. Yeah.
Okay, my friends know serious shit.
Oh my
It's
god,
just-
the caption's even worse than what I thought earlier. I'm
Right.
sorry, Allyn. Go ahead.
It's just weird because I've been talking a lot about Cade lately, and particularly about Cade at Paris's wedding and Cade impersonating Britney. But then yesterday, maybe 3 hours before this post was made, 4 hours, I don't know, just a couple hours before this post was made, I had a private conversation for 10 full minutes with a friend about camels and riding camels in Egypt, where they are from, and how awful it is. And we were just randomly talking about camels for a long time. And then this post came up and it was like, my friends know serious shit. And that is the first time I've ever really been like.
And you had just put out a video breaking down stuff about Cade, right?
Yeah.
And Paris's wedding.
Yeah, multiple.
And then all of a sudden, Cade posts to Britney's IG his mug with camels. Tell me that's not freaky.
And when
And
is the
like-
last time that you've ever seen just a picture of Britney's friend on her Instagram?
And
Without her.
if she's gonna do that, like if you're gonna post your friend on your Instagram, it's gonna be a picture taken by you, not a selfie that they
Yeah.
took. Like that means that was a selfie that he sent to her that she's like, I'm gonna put this on my Instagram. No way. No way.
Yeah, so that's just they're trying to intimidate people now and like be like, "Ooh, look, we see you," and stuff like that. So
It's completely
Super
random
weird.
otherwise. Because, like, what is that for?
yeah.
Mm.
Oh man,
I think
got a
we're
headache.
caught
That
up.
was a lot.
I
Yeah.
know. We're at like an hour and 33 mark, so we should probably wrap
That's
this
the
up.
longest we've done, but we had a lot
Yeah.
to catch up. So, well, Allyn, I'm so happy you got to come on here with us. That was so awesome. You have to come
I
back.
know. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
for
Allyn.
having me.
You
I'll come
were-
anytime. I have nowhere to be.
Yeah, I really like this.
You can see us
so-
on lives together too on TikTok, guys. So we get on lives together and do stuff when we can.
We have a phone number if you would like to reach out to us and give us tips or any of those crazy conspiracies that you want to flood all of our inboxes with. Just divert that attention to our phone number, 720-515-1915. Text call, send pictures, send video, anything you want to do.
Dillan looks at him.
I look at every single one. I do. I don't respond to any of them, so don't feel bad if you don't get a response. We will respond on the show. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the people that are texting, are you there? Hello, hello.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna write back, honeys.
But if you did it to one, you'd have to do it to all. So
Exactly. So I got to keep it fair.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys. I appreciate both of you.
So good to be back. Okay,
So good
guys.
to be back. I'll see you
next week.
See you next week.
Bye. Love you.
Bye, guys.
Love you.
Bye,
Mwah, mwah.
guys. Love you. Bye. Oh, hearts. We gotta do the hearts.
Oh.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye.